Betty Harris, and today I'm going to talk about ebook publishing. It's really a free and easy way to make extra money. If you like to write, if you like anything about publishing, please take a look at ebook publishing. Let's get started. What is an ebook? An ebook is a digital book, an electronic version of a printed book, and you can create it. It can hold pictures and text, and you simply create it in Word, convert it into a certain format for ebook publishing, and you're all set to go. What can you read an ebook on? Well, you can read an ebook on a ebook reader. The big three are Kindle, Nook, and Sony. Most of these guys sell a lot of ebooks. It's really have taken off since 2009. Actually, Kindle and iPad really started ebook publishing off. So these are the big three. So if you see someone on a train or a bus looking at one of these, they're probably reading an ebook. Hopefully they'll be reading your ebook. All right. You also can view ebooks on laptops, smartphones, and tablets. You download an app, and you would be able to open that app and view a book. Okay, there's always techie stuff that you have to know, and ebooks has some tech stuff, but it's very, very minor, and we're going to go over them right quick today. You know, when two people are talking and they can't understand each other if they speak different languages, well, they have a translator. So file formats are a form of translating text and video into a ebook that you can view on a reader or a smartphone or a tablet. So what are the big file formats? EPUB, HTML, MOBI, PDF, and AZW. As you can see on the screen, each one of them has standards, and they convert text. If you did something in WordPerfect or Word, or WordPerfect is so outdated, but let's say you did something in Microsoft Word or OpenOffice, you could actually format your book into you would convert your Word document into one of these formats, and then it would be uploaded and could be published potentially as an ebook. So you've written your book in Word, you've done it, you're ready to go, you edit it. How do you publish it? Well, the first step is that you gotta find an ebook publisher. So here are the big boys: Amazon Kindle, Smashwords, BookBaby, and Lulu. For the purposes of this presentation, we're gonna really talk about Amazon Kindle, but I couldn't go without mentioning at least Smashwords, because they really have a lot of nice stuff on there, and they have a lot of features that you as a publisher could really benefit from. Okay, so two quick terms before we get to those book publishers: single device publishing distribution services and multi-channel distribution services. It sounds like a big title, but it's really not. A single device publishing simply means that if you upload your book, for example, to Kindle, Kindle would be the main seller of your book. They would not publish a book on other book publishers such as Nook or Sony. Now, let's say you uploaded your ebook to a multi-channel distribution services like Smashwords. Smashwords would distribute your book everywhere. So it would be like on Apple Store. Someone could purchase your book. Someone could purchase your book from Kindle, from Amazon. They also could purchase it from Sony Books or Google Books. So those are the two different terms that you need to know when you're making the decision where you want to publish your ebook. The first one I want to talk about is Smashwords. Smashwords is a multi-channel distribution service. Okay, it's free to register and publish a book. And matter of fact, all of them are. But I just wanted to point those out. It offers you an ISBN, which is important because your book needs to be cataloged for you to sell it in the United States and potentially around the world. It converts your book to a chosen format. It's free to download and upload any revisions you had to your book. And most people like Smashwords because you get 85% of your sales, your proceeds from the sale of your book. Okay, now Amazon Kindle, I think, is a great choice to go with because, for one, they have 60% of the book sales in the world. 60% of ebook sales come out of Amazon Kindle. So there's a higher chance that your book will be sold to more customers because they have such a huge market share. They offer 35 to 70% of royalties to their authors, and that's pretty much based on the amount of pages in your book or the content of your book. Um, we have a lot of millionaires who came out of Amazon Kindle selling 99-cent books. So, but you can get a book on Kindle for as much as $20 to as little as $99. 99 cents. $99 too. I've seen a couple of $100 books, but they're very rare. Also, they offer you an ISBN, also what you need for cataloging, and you're able to update or republish a book at any time. I really like Amazon, and that's who I published my first book with. Okay, ebook rules of the road. Gotta have ebook rules. Just like with any industry, there's rules and ethics that we as authors have to follow. And I'm just going to mention a few here today. The first one is copyright. You want to make sure you get permission from any author or any photographer if you use any content or art in your ebooks. It's potential you could be sued if you use someone's art and do not let them know or ask for permission. Also, you also want to put the copyright symbol in your work. You don't want someone to steal your work. But essentially, you do not have to fully go and copyright your work. Pretty much when you publish it on e-publishing, it's pretty much attached to you. But some people feel that they need to do that. So in the slide, I do provide www.copyright.gov. You can go there and copyright your book. Just right quick, I want to mention a non-disclosure agreement. If you do any work, if you have anyone do any work for you, let's say you wanted someone to proofread your book before you publish it, you probably want to get a non-disclosure agreement just stating that, hey, this is my work and I don't want it reproduced, and you're not allowed to show anyone the contents of my book. And so you'll see me mention that again, but just something that you want to have in mind when you're ebook publishing. That comes along a little more when you use an outside source. I'm going to talk about that briefly. Here's an example of what a copyright should say, and it just simply says all rights reserved. No part of this book may be reproduced in any form without permission in writing from the author. Reviewers may quote brief passages in reviews. And then what that simply means is that if someone reviews your book, they may want to take out a quote and to emphasize the content of your book. And so you're giving them permission to basically do that. I always throw a disclaimer in there because you don't want someone, especially if you're doing nonfiction. Let's say you're giving a recipe and you say put a half a teaspoon of olive oil in the cake mix, and they throw a whole bottle of olive oil in there and develop some kind of stomach issues. You want to have that disclaimer in there just as a way of protecting yourself. Of course, you're not going to be totally protected if somebody wants to sue you, but I often put this in my book. It makes me feel better anyway. Finally, another thing you want to do is edit your book. The rules still apply with ebook just as with hard copy books. You want to make sure you check for grammar and, any spelling. You don't want to publish a book with a bunch of errors in there. That is the quickest way not to sell a book. People will give you terrible reviews and you won't be able to sell your book. If you want to hire someone, let's say you're not an artist or you're not good at proofreading, you can use some different websites, Elance, Odess, and Ferber. They do provide a service where you can get a hold to artists and authors and publishers and editors, and they will go ahead and edit your book. They'll go ahead and create art for your book, and you can find all of those out there. I often want to mention again just that non-disclosure agreement, especially if you go to any of these websites and hire someone. Make sure you have a disclosure agreement handy for them to sign. Formatting your ebook. There are 5 basic things that I'm going to point out here. This is not the whole ball of wax, but these 5 things, if you can get these 5 things together, you can pretty much publish your ebook. 1, you want to make your table of contents clickable. If someone opens a ebook of yours, they may not want to read through the whole book. You want them to be able to click on a link in the table of contents and jump to that article or jump to that chapter. That's important. People like to move quickly through ebooks, and they don't want to have to, swipe 1,000 pages to get to a particular piece of content that they're looking for. Do not use tabs when you're creating your ebook. Ooh, that's a no-no. If you do something like that, and actually I did that at first because I was learning how to do an ebook, and I put some tabs in there, and it just made it all jumbled up. So I did some blogging and found out, oh, don't put tabs in there. That's a taboo. Tabs and headers are taboos in ebook publishing, especially when you're doing it in Word or OpenOffice. So number 3 would be do not use headers. Number 4, insert a blank page before every new chapter. Believe me, if you do this, you will not be sorry, because it really lets the text flow on the ebook reader or whatever device that they're looking at. Finally, you want to use a standard font. Arial, Times New Roman, or Courier. These are the basic fonts that you want to use when you're typing up your document. If you do these 5 things, folks, you will be able to publish an ebook and be very proud of the work and get a lot of sales. Finally, I just want to touch on ebook pricing. I think that a lot of people have questions about that. Use at your own discretion. If your content is worthy and it's and you've put a lot of work into it, sure, you might want to go with a $6 to $10 range. There are a lot of millionaires out here today who sold 99-cent books. So I leave that up to your discretion. What I wanted to do here was just give you guys a chart so that you can get a basic idea of what people are charging for ebooks. Marketing. I just want to say quick 3 things about marketing. 1, have a great book cover. A book cover will sell more books than anything. If you have an engaging book cover, and if it's clear as to telling the reader what the book is about, if it's exciting, you're going to generate a lot of sales. 2, promote your books on blogs. If whatever your subject is, if your subject is science, then you want to go to science blogs. And you obviously want to communicate with those blogs and ask them to put a link so that they can link back to your book so they can even get more information about that subject. And you can also just give your book away. That's a great idea. A lot of people do that. The more people who come in contact with your book actually can increase your sales. Finally, here's the cover of my book. It's called Commuter Hand Guide to Bed Bugs, How Not to Bring Them Home with You. This is my first ebook, and as you can see, talking about the book cover, how engaging it is. So that's pretty much it for ebooks, and I hope to read some of your books soon. Have a great day. Bye.